Happy Vlogmas, day number 2. Wow. It's hard to believe that we are already in day number 2. I'm glad that you're here. If you're new, I'm Dr. Dwayne Woode. That's Woode with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. And you've caught us at the beginning. I was going to say the middle, but actually the beginning of what we're calling Vlogmas. A time when all content creators, a lot of content creators, take time to improve themselves. So improve their content, improve their shows, improve their offerings. And it is an awesome time for us as we come to present and come to hang out with you guys. And it's an awesome time for our viewers and our clients and our patients, because you get the benefit by seeing us grow. And sometimes you get to see us grow in real time. And so you're gonna see as we go through the month, us really kind of do some different things. Last night we had Dr. Otieno on talking about globalization, right, and critical thinking. And tonight I've got a special guest. I'm not gonna tell you about her quite yet, but I'm excited that she's here. I, on this channel, educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health, take charge of your life, and create the life that you've always wanted, avoiding complications. So that's what I do. Last month, we spent the entire month talking about diabetes. A couple of months ago, we spent the month talking about designing a better version of ourselves. And in this month, I am highlighting people who are out there making a difference in the space, wherever they find themselves. And we've got a lineup for you that you're not going to believe. So don't miss any of the episodes. We're coming to you as we go through the month. Looks like we've got some people there. Look at that. We've got Tatiana. Hey, Tatiana, how are you? Welcome. Let me give you a hand clap. And there you go. And some music. And then we've got Mommy God. Hey, Miss Lala, how are you? Let's see if we can get you up on the screen here. All right, there we go. She said, good day to you, Dr. Dwayne. So glad that you are here. Glad that you can join us. So you see some redesigning of the graphics that are on the screen, and that's all part of what this month is about. You see Vlogmas that's there. And like I said, Vlogmas is a content creator. It's actually a content creator dream and a content creator. Sometimes we're not so crazy about it because it's a lot of things that we're doing. But I'm so excited because I get to expand. I get to grow. And like I said, you guys get to watch as I do that here on the channel. If there are things that you want us to continue to cover, go ahead and let us know, and we'll be happy to do that. So the person that I'm bringing on tonight, she has a special place in my heart. I got to say that. I love her. I've known her entire life, and she is one of my sisters. There are 6 of us. By the way, if you've not been to our channel, Into the Woods, we do a show over there. She is a twin, and she's coming on tonight to talk to us about journaling. Right? Journaling, finding your voice in journaling. And journaling has become such a big thing now, and we'll talk more about it. But she really leaned into this during COVID. And we'll have her tell you her story of what was going on, why this came about. So let's go ahead. This is my sister. I'm not going to say my baby sister, but this is Denita Woode. And let's bring her up on the stage.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Denita, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fine. I'm just excited that you're here.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So how's your week been? Let's start there. How's your week?
Pretty good. It's been pretty nice. I mean, it's cold up in New York, but it was okay.
I had to wear 2 coats today. So if we're cold, I know you guys must be crazy up there.
Yeah, it's pretty cold up here. Yes.
Cool. Well, why don't we do this? Go ahead and tell our viewers who you are. Tell them a little bit about the journals. Don't tell them the story, because we're going to go through the story.
Right.
So why don't you take just a couple of seconds and do that for me?
Well, like my brother said, my name is Denita Woode. I live in New York, and I started creating journals specific to emotions, so people can go through each emotion and see how it unravels for them.
Okay. All right. Good, good, good. Now, like I started saying at the top of the show, that journaling has become this big thing. So everybody now is talking about journaling, journaling, journaling. Is this something new that's happening, or have people been journaling before and we just haven't heard about it, do you think?
I think this is something that has always been. I think because of everything that has happened, specifically from 2019 forward, I think it's become more in the forefront that people are journaling, trying to resolve certain things in their lives and certain feelings that they're going through. So I think that's why we're hearing about it more.
Okay, so it's been there, but
Yeah.
but it's been just kind of amped up now because there's a
Yeah.
lot going on. You know,
Yeah.
yesterday, as I mentioned, I talked with Dr. Otieno, who's out in the world, kind of globalization, and he's traveling and doing all these things. And so many people now are, I don't want to say they're more engaged in their lives,
Hmm.
but I think they're seeing that they're not maybe content with where they've been. Do you think that's a you think that's a thing?
I think so. They're paying more attention, and seeing what things make them happy versus what doesn't, and where routines are they're falling into that they don't like. So I think that's what's going on. People are
Mm,
paying more attention to their lives. They're just not going with the flow, so to speak. They're making conscious efforts to do different things and make sure they're living a life that they're happy with, not one that just is presented to them. That makes
okay.
sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, so we'll get to your journals for a minute, but
Yeah.
tell us a little bit of what was going on prior to your journals. So the journals came as a result of whatever was happening. What was going on in your life, and what prompted you to do this?
Well, I was scared. It was 2019 and it looked like the world was coming to an end and I didn't know what to do. I had to go to work, and when I went outside, I felt like I was the only person on the street. When I would go on the train, it would just be me in the train, and so I was just scared. Really, that's what it was, and I didn't know what to do with what I was feeling. So that's what was going on in my life that caused the creation of the journals.
Wow. Now, and it's funny that you said that. My feelings was a little hurt, but that's okay. So I was on my way to work one day,
Hmm.
and I think it was right after everything kind of shut down, right? In
Right.
Huntsville, and I was going to the hospital to see a patient, and I drove from my house almost halfway to the hospital, which, I mean, 3, 4 miles, maybe 5. Well, sorry, 10, maybe 10 miles. I don't know, but it was a long way. And I
Right.
drove from my house to the point where I was actually turning onto the parkway, and
Hmm.
I didn't see a single car.
Yeah.
Didn't see anybody walking on the street. Didn't see a truck.
Hmm.
Didn't see. And so I when I got there, I parked and I recorded a video, and
Hmm.
I still have that video. Sometime I'm going to actually play it. And I recorded it for you guys, and I sent it, and you guys said you never got it, but that's okay. But it was with that mindset that, oh my God, what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Things had
Yeah.
changed so much. So
Yeah. And
you're
you
in.
weren't sure. I'm so
Go ahead. Go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
You weren't sure if it was going to go back to normal.
Right.
That I think that was the scariest part of it, that you weren't sure that it was going to go back to normal. We had
Hmm.
never seen anything like that.
Right.
Only on TV, like The Living Dead, right? That's the best thing you could equate it to. But yeah, that's what it was like.
So as I was driving to work, guys, don't judge me, okay? I would not stop at the stoplight. I had one of those roll. I was like, okay, this light better change because I'm not stopping because the zombies are not getting me.
Right, exactly. It was
So all
scary.
right, so you're afraid, not sure what's going on. The world has shut down, and you decide to do what?
I was journaling. I decided to journal, and I was writing just writing. Is things were just pouring out of me. But then in writing and things pouring out, I was confused still because it was so much. They were all, it was just too much, you know. And so I decided to take one emotion at a time and write about it. And that's how I started to calm down.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And what was the first one you wrote?
Fear.
Ah, wow. Fear.
Because that's what I was feeling. That's exactly what I was feeling. That's the first one feeling I had to work through in order for me to be calm enough to continue to go to work. Right? Because it was just me on the street going, so I had to work through that. Yeah. So that was the first one.
Right. So we got some folks here. Tatiana saying, hey, she said twins, cool. I have brothers that are twins. Oh, cool.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
yeah. And Mommy Guides, Alala says, hi, Denita. Smiley face. And then Lala saying hi to Tatiana. Tatiana saying hi to Lala, and so on and so forth. Okay. So you wrote this fear journal. And I'm going to tell people about it. So you have a quote at the beginning of all the journals.
I do.
Right.
I do.
What do those symbolize, or where do the quotes come from? What do they symbolize as we're kind of moving into talking about these journals now?
Well, the quotes symbolize things I would say to myself in order for me to continue to move forward, right? So I would say these quotes to myself and come to a realization. And like the fear journal, the last sentence of the quote says, you have to move forward. So with that, I would move forward each day just to conquer the different things that I was experiencing day after day after day. So,
so what are the benefits? What are the benefits of journaling? I mean, so everybody's talking about it. People are doing it. What do you get from journaling?
Well, what I got from it is that I understood myself better. You know, what I was capable of doing, you know, what fears really I was having. So what was happening in 2019, 2020 and forward was the beginning of, how do I say this? The fear presented itself that way. But as I continued to work through that particular fear, there were other fears that I realized I had and had to work through those as well. So you learn to understand yourself and deal with different things with that specific emotion as they come up.
Okay, so it helps you process, and I think I see someone in the chat, Tatiana, is saying that as well. That journaling does help many people process emotions.
Yes.
So what's magic about journaling? I mean, you know, I could sit and I could think through my emotions.
You can think through them, but you put them on paper, you can see them, and you can go back a month or two later and see where you started and where you are now. So it kind of it shows you your progress. Okay.
So a record of where you've been, kind of your journey. And really sometimes it can be cathartic to just get it out, because sometimes we're in this place, right? And it's going round and round and round and round. And sometimes getting it out just gives some air to you, to your mind, so that you don't have to do and manage all of those things. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. So you did the fear journal, and then did you plan to do others, or was the plan, okay, I just need to be able to deal with this fear?
I didn't plan to do the others, but they just came as after fear. So after fear, I realized I was changing. So change was the next one
Mm-hmm.
that I did. So they just continued to come up out of me as, I do each one.
Right.
The different feelings would come up and I just would write a journal.
Okay.
Mhm.
So tell us, if you don't mind sharing, what's your journal process like? Do you get up, get a cup of coffee or cocoa, you go to a somewhere and you sit and you write, or what's your process like?
Well, the process of creating the journals is pretty much like what we're doing now. I would speak to others. I would have a conversation and a certain word would pop out to me,
Mm.
and I would think about it and it just would not go away. And then out of that, a quote would pop up into my mind, and that I would start the journaling. Because in the conversation, a lot of times, um, I can hear the pain, kind of what the person is going through. And so that's why that one change would pop up into my mind, and then the quote would come pretty much kind of to say, here, something to help you. And I would create a journal from that.
Okay. Wow. Wow. So just in talking to people, hearing their pain, hearing some of their
Yeah.
struggles, maybe,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
so that touches you, and you say, okay, hey, that's a good one for me to create, for me to look at, for me
Right.
to do.
Yeah.
As you've created them, though,
hmm
what has it done for you personally?
I So just on a broad scale, there's certain things that I would tolerate, certain things I would do that I no longer do, or tolerate from others or even myself, because it made me look deeper into myself and say, okay, I deserve this or I don't deserve that. I'm fearful of this, but I'm going to continue doing it because I have an end goal. So these are the things that has happened to me as I've journaled and have created these journals for others.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Whew. So how many have you created so far?
I have, excuse me. I think well, 5 are published and I have 4 in proof. So about 9 so far.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And how do you hope? How do you hope that people use? Let's talk about your journals in general. How do you hope people use journals?
Well, I hope people use journals exactly how they've been using the journals. Write down your feelings so you can get them out of your mind, like you just mentioned, and see how you'll change. Take a deeper look at yourself. What makes you tick, what things are holding you back. Why do you do the things you do? Figure those things out. That I hope people would use the journals for that. My journals are specific to each emotion or a emotion. So with my journals, I hope that they would have, we're talking about fear. So if you pick up the fear journal, what fears do you have? Why do you have them? What are you doing to conquer them, on a daily basis or, every other day, however it is that it works for you. But how do you work through that fear? And then you have the opportunity to go back and see where you started from and where you ended up and the things that you implemented to help you get over your fear at the end of, your journal, for however many journals it takes you to do it. Yeah.
To get through there, right? All right. So I have. Let's see. Lala is saying, let me get that on the screen. She says, absolutely. I have a gratitude journal that helps encourage me to focus on the many things that I have to be grateful for. Now that Denita mentions about fear journaling, I see the value in it. Yeah. So a lot of times I suppose things are, let me see how to say this. When you're going through something, there are so many emotions that are mixed in that sometimes it's hard to process.
Yeah.
So this allows us to say, okay, let's deal with that one. Let's deal with that one. Let's deal with that one.
Yeah.
and make it,
Right.
I guess, a little clearer.
Right. But we do that with everything else in our lives. You know, we have a focus on, okay, I would like to lose weight. So you focus on that. Or I need to budget. So you focus on that. But we never do it for our emotions. We just let them fall where they may. And so looking at them and pinpointing each one to work through them, I think it would help people a lot.
Wow. Good. So here's a question from Tatiana. She says, Denita, did you ever read The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, where she talks about the morning pages as a practice for journaling?
I did not. I have not. I haven't heard of that book.
I'm going to have to write that down, Tatiana. Thank you. I always keep a piece of paper here whenever I'm doing my show so I can write down what people say. So write that down. Okay, cool.
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, thank you for that, Tatiana. And then Lala says, indeed, it can help process those fears and turn them into the positive by finding a means to overcome it and learn more about ourselves. Wow. Yeah. And then she said, oh, haven't read that book. Thanks for sharing, Tatiana. I'll look that up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'll take a look at them.
So we've got fear. Tell us the ones that are published. Tell us the names of those so far.
Fear, habits, change, judgment, and I'm so sorry.
I think time, right?
Time, yes. Thank you. Time.
That's all right. See, that's what happens when you have so many of them out there.
Yeah. Yes.
So you've created these journals, and what is your journaling practice like? You want to share that with us? What not the creation of the journal, but now the using of the journal.
Well, so when I was working with fear, because I've moved on from that, I would get up and I would write in it, what fears have I conquered today? So one of the fears that I had was actually publishing my journals. So I would write every day the process, the different fears I would conquer in those processes, right? So finding out how to publish it, getting on there, doing the bio, these are the different fears I would conquer every day. So that would be my journaling process. Change would be the same thing. What things have I changed today? And I would write those things down, right?
Now, it's funny that you're saying that you wrote in the journal about the fear of publishing the journal.
Yeah.
Right? Because both Tatiana and Lala, who are on, are content creators. Right. And the guys, if you have not done that, Tatiana Teaches and Mommy Guide are the channels, and you can Google those on YouTube. Go over; they're doing some great things. Both of them actually are going to be on our show coming up in the coming weeks. Actually, Lala's going to be here on Monday coming up. But I'm sure, and guys in the chat, go ahead and put a thumbs up or say something. The fear of creating the content and putting it out there, right? That's a fear. That's a big thing.
That is a big thing.
There are so many things that are sitting on my computer right now that aren't in the public space because of fear. Mm-hmm. In fact, one of the goals of this month, this Vlogmas, is to get people to overcome some of those fears so they can get involved in this process. So I think fear is one that is huge for everybody.
It is. I think it's like the primary thing that stops everyone from doing the things that they want to do.
Right. So we have everybody talks about the stress response, fear, right? So we think about the fight or the flight, right? So even we're fighting or we're running. But do we forget there's a third one? So it's fight, flight, or freeze.
Yeah.
And so we forget about the freeze, and that really stops a lot of people from doing that. So Tatiana says, very cool that that you've created theme-based journals. Yep. She says that the book is from the 80s, but still popular in creative circles as a way to overcome negative thoughts and remove creative blocks. And then Mommy Guide says, where can we find that? I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat and pop it up on the screen. This is Amazon, Denita Woode. So if you go to that link, and I just put the link in the chat, guys. Awesome. All right. So time, change, fear. Do you mind sharing one of the quotes with us?
I don't have one right next to me because I ran in and jumped on. So I didn't grab.
Well, hold on. Let me. You guys see my stuff back here. That's okay. I just happen to have one of them here.
Right.
And if you will permit me, let's see. It would be better coming from your voice, but that's okay. I'll use mine. So it says, fear is the root of all procrastination, low self-worth, and motivation. It paralyzes and keeps us stuck in places, periods of life, and situations that we wish were different. As with all things, it takes only one step to move forward. Wow. Mm-hmm. So talk to us a little bit about that one step. A lot of times people think that one step has to be a huge, giant thing, but it really doesn't.
It doesn't, and that's what paralyzes us because we're looking at such a broad scale. You know, just getting up I'm trying to... you got to help me out here. First time live, guys.
But I think just as you took the journals and you created, you broke it into pieces. Like I mentioned, a lot of times when we're going through things, there are so many emotions that are tied up in that thing. There's fear. There's self-doubt. There is anger. Sometimes there's anxiety. There are all these things that are in there. And so the journals that you've described, these theme-based journals, as Tatiana said, breaks the things up that you're feeling into different components so you can deal with them.
Right.
The same way, sometimes when we are doing things, we think of the whole thing. We don't think about the parts. Right. So so I have a little book that I put out that I've had forever. Right. And I kept thinking about the whole process. And so the whole process is a big thing. But one chapter, the next chapter. Okay, you get the picture. Okay, you put it on the plate. And so when you start breaking it up, then it's not as big a deal. But when we think about the great big thing, then it's this huge mountain, this huge boulder that that we think, and then that paralyzes us. Exactly.
And guys, I had a fear right then. That's why I could not express myself. And I got paralyzed. So this is exactly what we're thinking about.
I love it. Right. In real time. Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. You know, one of the things that I'm learning, and it's taken me a while to get here. Right. Let me just put that out there. Right. Learning that you don't have to be perfect. Right. Like I was doing an interview a couple weeks ago, and my camera went black.
Right.
So they could see the guests, but they couldn't see me. You know what I did? I just kept
What'd you
talking.
do? Talking?
I mean, I switched the screen. I switched to a different
Mm-hmm.
screen, different scene. But we just kept going, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you do what you do.
You work through it.
And sometimes the desire to appear polished and perfect
Yeah.
is also another one of those fears that we've got to overcome.
Exactly. Exactly. Because that's what's presented to us every day. You have to be perfect.
Yeah, that's a whole nother,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother conversation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see. So Tatiana says, yes, fight, flight, or freeze. I also teach my students another important word, face. Like we need to face the issues holding us back. Love it, Tatiana. And she said, I love that you asked asked Dwayne for help, though. Yeah. He said, hey, can you help me with that? And we don't do that. We don't do that a lot, right? Because we're stoic, and we've got to do it ourselves. So, okay. Well, this is a perfect place for us to hop over and for us to do our amazing question wheel. So why don't we do that? And we'll be back. We're talking with Denita Woode about journaling, finding your voice, right? So we're going to come back to that thought there in a minute. But for right now, let's hop over and let's do our amazing question wheel. All right. So if you have been with us, you understand the question wheel. There's some questions on the screen. We spin the wheel, we answer, it lands on the question, and I answer the question. Here are the rules. It has to be a real answer. It can't be nonsensical. It has to be concise. It has to be something that's usable and practical that you can take away and you can use. The questions that are on the wheel right now are just leftover questions, and we add questions. So if you've got questions that you want us to answer, then go ahead and put those there, send it to us, and we will give you a shout out when that question comes up, right? And you could send that, let me see if I can pull this up, to, you see right there, Dwayne Woode MD, right under my name, Dwayne Woode MD, any of our social media platforms, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and dwood at dwaynewoodemd.com. Any of those places, send us your questions. We'll add them to the wheel. All right. So not only do I have to give a real answer, but the answer has to be given in 45 seconds. Yeah, that makes it really fun, right? So let's go ahead and spin our wheel and let's see what questions we're answering tonight, or what question we're answering tonight. All right, round and round and round it goes. Where it stops, I don't know. I don't know why I say that. Anyway, here we go. Let's see. Is an insulin pump right for me? Insulin pump right for me. Let's see. Let me think about that for a second. Is an insulin pump right for me? All right. Let's get 45 seconds on the screen and we'll answer that question. Let's see. Is an insulin pump right for me? Is an insulin pump right for me? I tell a lot of people that insulin pumps are just a way to deliver insulin. It's like any technology that's out there. There is no right or wrong person who needs a pump. It's kind of like a car. You get older, you graduate from a bike, you get a driver's permit, you get a driver's license, you get a car. There's no magic in it. It gives insulin, so it also helps to make things more efficient and get better control for your diabetes. All right, did I do it? Oh, yeah, I still got 10 seconds, 10 minutes. 10 seconds. Woohoo! Awesome. So what I forgot to say, guys, is what you want to do is you want to go out, because I'm going to clip that out of the show, and I'm going to create a short, a reel, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to post that on our social media platforms, right? These things right here. And what I want you to do is I want you to go out there and I want you to find it. And then when you find it, I want you to type in the comments, hashtag I was there, hashtag I was there, right? So let me put that in the comments so you know, hashtag I was there. There we go. So hashtag I was there. All right. Awesome, awesome. Well, we are having an amazing conversation with a very special lady in my life. This is one of my sisters, Denita. We're talking about finding your voice through journaling. So we've been talking about these journals, and let's hop back over and let's continue that conversation. So Denita, once again, thank you for coming on and spending some time with us.
No problem. I'm enjoying it.
So talk about finding your voice, right? First, what does that mean? And then how does journaling help you do that?
Well, finding your voice. For me, I've always been bringing it to, I've always been quiet. I've always liked to be in the background. You know, I would always say yes to everything and everything was fine. Once I started journaling, everything was not fine. I did not stay in the background and everything, you know, you were going to get told what you need to be told. So that's what journaling has done for me. It's helped me realize that I just don't have to take what's given to me, you know? And so that's what it's done.
Yeah, because I because if you are emotionally, I don't know what's the word. If you've dealt with the emotions, right? If you are processing these emotions and you're facing them, like Tatiana puts, then you have the bandwidth to be who you need to be and who you want to be and who you should be. But if you're battling all these things, a lot of your energy is going there. So you're like, oh yeah, I'm not even gonna bother this. Yeah, whatever you want. And so you kind of go along to get along to go along, or go along to get along, whichever.
Go along to get along. Yes. Yeah.
Wow. So there's so much that can be uncovered and dealt with as we go through this journaling process.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What do you hope, or let me say this, what message do you have for people who may be right now wondering, should I do journaling? I don't have time for journaling. What do you say to them?
I would say take the time. You don't have to take hours and hours, 5 minutes. You know, if you're dealing with something, anything, just write it down. How are you feeling about it? Why? What would you wish would happen? What can you do to make a difference? 5 minutes. And you will see that you will get those answers and you will feel more confident, or you'll get over whatever fear or change you need to make in your life. Just write it down, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, however long you want to, and you'll see changes in your life, because you will change. You have to change because now you're actually looking at the emotion that you're feeling. You're actually looking at it and dealing with it. So things will have to be different going forward within you.
Wow. Okay. So, and I guess this is a place to jump in and say, and ask this, are there tips that you have that you can share with people about journaling? I mean, should they do it at night, in the morning? I mean, what? Any tips that you can share?
I journal in the evening. I think whatever is best for you is when you should do it. You know, I don't think there is a better time to do it for me. Someone else might have a different opinion, but whenever you have the time, or you're feeling something that's overwhelming and you need to journal, then you journal. I don't think there's a set time.
Okay, so not a set time. And here's another very special lady that is making a comment. This is Dr. Charmaine Woode. She says, love this topic, facing your fears and other emotions through journaling. It helps to essay your thoughts, ease your thoughts. Let me get that back up there. It helps to clarify them and demystify them. When they're in your head, they seem so much larger. Thanks. Oh, thank you for stopping by, Dr. Charmaine.
Thanks, Norm.
And you notice that her name is also Woode. So
Yeah.
she is a lady that hangs out with me a lot. Yay! That's my wife, guys. All right. So start where you are. Is that maybe basically the
Pretty
thought?
much, yes. Start where you are, and
Okay.
go from there.
And go from there. And then someone asked earlier about finding your journals. Are they're out there?
Yes,
She
they're
says
on
she-
Amazon.
They're out there. Okay, so they can find them on Amazon, and I did put that in the link, guys, down there for you to be able to get those. I love that they are, excuse me, broken into these topics, if you will. What else can we expect as these journals now are in the world? They've been birthed. What else is going on? What else are you thinking about doing? Oh, and by the way, I did not say that down at the bottom at Denita_Woode is her Instagram handle name. So you can go there, friend her, like her, ask her questions and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we'll give you a minute, some information here in a minute about getting to her. Okay. All right. What final words do you think you want to leave with our viewers? This has been an amazing conversation. I hope you will allow us back. We'll come back because one of the things that we've been talking about is actually doing a show where we journal online, where we journal during the show. So that would be a great one for us to do. And Lala, who's on, is a crafty person. I mean, so that's what her show is about. Well, a lot of her shows are about that. So she does a lot of crafts and so forth. And there's someone that we met in Lala, you'll have to remind me her name, who does actually a show where she journals on the show. But anyway, so many things that we can talk about as it relates to this. But what final word would you like to leave with our viewers?
Take the time for yourself to find out what's going on within you. Write it down somewhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be in my journals. Just write it down so you can start working through any issues or emotions that you may be struggling with, so that you can come out on the other side. Go back and look at it and see how you've progressed.
Awesome. Love that. Well, Denita, thank you once again for coming on. I know I keep saying that, but really enjoy having you. And if you guys did not know, she mentioned it earlier. This is her first live show, and I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
And once again, I hope you will allow us to bring you back to talk about more and more things. So if you just hang on for a minute and let me get over here, and we'll close this show out, and then we'll talk some more. Oh, wow. What an amazing conversation that we have had. And we're just barely scratching the surface of this conversation about journaling. Journaling does so many different things, as you've seen in the comments, as you've heard, as we have discussed. It helps you process. It gives you a record of things that you've done. It helps to motivate you when you see where you've come from, and it helps to outline and give you a structure, a form for the things that may be in your head. I've heard somebody say being in your head is not a good neighborhood to be in, right? So getting it out. One of the things I recommend to a lot of people is for people who can't sleep, that they have a journal by their bed, and before they go to bed, that they get in there and they do some journaling. Okay, so there's so many different things that you can do in terms of journaling, but make sure that you start where you are. Denita Woode, at Denita_Woode is what her Instagram handle is, and her journals can be found on Amazon, and that is in the chat. So please go out there, support her. There are 5, like she says, and more are coming. So just keep an ear out for those. And if you would do me a favor, when you get over to her Instagram, just congratulate her and encourage her to continue doing what she's doing. Okay. Because as you heard, the fear, right? The fear sometimes stops us from doing things that we should do, that we know to do. And as people tell me, there are so many people that are out there that are waiting, right, for what you have to offer. And so for the content creators that are out there, those of you who are going through Vlogmas, Tatiana, Lala, who are here, I thank you for coming by to support me as we go through this month together. And I'll be out there looking for your stuff as well. Okay. We have a free resource that we want to make you aware of, and it is the little book that I mentioned. I just need to stop saying little book, right? Okay, so the book that I mentioned, and it's 7 keys to success. And so if you will go to, let me pull it up real quick, and let's see which one of these things do I need to pull up. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let's do this one. All right. So if you would go over, I'm on the screen twice. If you go to Dwayne Woode MD, DwayneWoodeMD.com, and click the button, it says free resource, 7 keys to success. Learn how successful people create the life they want. Okay, it's a free resource that's out there that we've made available. Go ahead, download it, share it with your family and friends, and let them know that it is out there. I'm excited that you're here. We've got so much more for this month, right? I'm excited for all the people that are coming on. I was looking at my calendar, and Tatiana, who's on, is my accountability partner for the month. So thank you, Tatiana, for coming and supporting me. And I was telling her what I'm planning to do, and I was looking at my calendar, and I was like, oh my goodness, look at there. So I've got all these people that are on. Very, very exciting people are doing some great things in their space. So once again, we're highlighting people who are making a difference, who are doing things wherever they find themselves. Okay, that's the theme for the month. This is Dr. Dwayne Woode. That's Woode with an E, and the E stands for endocrinology. On this channel, I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your life and your health, create the life you want, and go to the next level. Just some last comments before we get out. Let's see. Yeah, Dr. Charmaine was saying see. I said I see, right? She said, yes, Denita, my community would absolutely love your work, and we'll be sharing all of these to them and link them to you, right? She said, good job going live, Denita. So thank you, Tatiana. And Mommy Guy said, oh, it would be awesome to see you both have a show and do journaling together. By the way, we do have a show. It's called Into the Woods. Into the Woods is what we are on YouTube, where we talk about our family and some other things. All right. So once again, thank you for stopping by, guys. We really appreciate it. And I hope that you will have a wonderful evening. Come back tomorrow for our show, and we'll have some more fun together. All right. Have a good one.